I want to show you the difference between a solenoid and the electronic EGR valve, since they both do pretty similar things, but they are structured a little bit different. So on this car we have the gasoline engine slightly on the passenger side and the inverter on the driver's side. Then next to the inverter it's the EGR valve unit. Under here we've got a heat exchanger. You can see we've got coolant lines running through it, and it has a purpose of warming the coolant when it's cold and keep the exhaust gases down to a constant temperature when it's hot outside. Then we have the EVAP solenoid, which is a lot simpler. We've got a 2-wire connector here compared to the EGR valve, which has a 6-wire connector. This one is more like a switch, while this one has also position sensors and different levels of opening it. So the first thing I want to do is to remove these components and do a resistance test on the pins. You can do the same test at home with a regular voltmeter, and if you find different values than what I found, then you know that you've got some problem with the component. And this has nothing to do with the connector or the circuits and the signals you get to the wires. We're gonna check that as well in a minute. Okay, so for the EVAP solenoid, I don't think I'm gonna even remove it from here because I've got easy access to the pins here. So let's turn the voltmeter to ohms readings. We've got a very simple circuit, just 2 pins. And let's see, we've got 25 ohms. You can also do a test using a 12-volt battery. You can hear it. It does click. So for example, if you find 1000 ohms of resistance here and you apply 12 volts, it doesn't click, then that's clear, the solenoid is broken. Also the contrary, if you find, for example, 0 ohms or full continuity, that's also a problem, because once the 12 volts are coming, you are going to definitely, let's say, burn up a fuse, or you're gonna burn the solenoid, and when you test the resistance, you're gonna find open loop. That's pretty much it about this one. Now for the EGR valve, I'm going to unplug the connector first. Okay, so actually there is no need to remove the EGR valve from here, since the pins are very close to the surface here. And you'll notice that the pins are also separated by this plastic wall here. So let's connect to the first pin between that one and the middle one bottom there. 19 ohms. Then the one on the left here, 38 ohms. The one on top, nothing. The one in the middle on top, nothing. And the one on the corner here, nothing. Now let's move this to this middle bottom pin, and let's see, between that one and this one in the left here, 19 ohms. Between that one and this top right one, nothing. Middle, nothing. And left, nothing. Let's move it to pin number 3, and let's see, between bottom left and top right here, nothing. Middle, nothing. And top left, nothing. Let's see, top left, top middle, 19. Top left, top right, 38. And finally between middle, top right, 19.3 ohms. So these were the values. Okay, so next I'm gonna connect the terminal of the voltmeter on the negative side of the 12-volt battery, and with the other one I'm gonna probe the voltage on these 2 connectors. So I've got here a needle probe. Let's go ahead and turn on the ignition and see what we're gonna find here. I'm holding the connector this way with the clip on top. Top left, nothing. Middle top, 14.2 volts. Top right, nothing. Bottom left, nothing. Bottom middle, 14.2. Bottom right, nothing. I'm gonna check again later with the component connected. Now let's see, on the solenoid we've got the battery voltage, and on the other one we have the ground. Let's reconnect it. So I'm gonna start with this battery voltage. Middle top, nothing. Battery voltage here, top right. Let's see, bottom left, battery voltage. Battery voltage in the middle as well. Bottom right, battery voltage. This EGR valve also has a potentiometer, which will change depending on the position of the piston inside. Let's see, the purple wire, 12 volts. And on the other one we've got as well 12 volts. Let me do a bidirectional test. We've got the EVAP purge solenoid, so let's activate this. And here we can get access to some live data. That's pretty cool actually. Okay, let's say mass airflow sensor. Now we should get into the menu where we can activate. Yes, let's turn it on. And you can hear it click, being activated. Okay, off. I want to see what are the voltage values now when it's activated. So we've got the battery voltage at the moment. Let's activate it. and it goes down to 8. Let's see on the other pin. Here we have the battery voltage. So you can hear that pulse width. We've got basically the average between the duty cycle of the pulse width, which is around half of the battery voltage at the moment. That's pretty cool actually, because Toyota, it allows you to see as well the live data while you activate one of the components. So that's pretty much it about the EVAP solenoid. Now let's see the EGR valve. Hopefully we can activate it. Control EGR step position. Let's put a plus. Ignition on, engine on. That means somebody needs to press on the acceleration pedal while I'm here. So unfortunately I cannot do this, but at least you have the option to do that if you want to. Now let's turn the ignition off. Hopefully you will not need to deal with these two components. Have a nice day and take care.